companies that does these things differently. So yesterday there was a WWDC 25 that launched a new software called the 26. That is like a bringing in of all the names of the softwares have been changed to just one unified name, and it's called 26. So we have different names for the different ones that have been mentioned. So this is the iPadOS, so we call it iPadOS 26, and then for the iOS, for the phones also, we have it as iOS 26. So we will go through quickly. Once you update, and then this is how it will open, showing you a hello or in different languages, and once you swipe up, and then that's it. So you see the welcome that came. It cuts across the whole device. Now we have a new UI, and this UI is amazing. Once you pull down the home screen, the control center, you will see everything has changed from the control center. So this is what Apple calls it, the liquid glass. So you can notice on the screen, just watch how it works in. So to set it up, we will go to the settings. We will try to create a new, we will set up a new wallpaper, and then a quick one. So we will add wallpaper. There's a lot of great updates that has been done to this. So that is the new iPad OS. We will touch on it. And over here, we can actually pull this for it to be able to adjust with the screen. So we will make it this way, and then check how it is like. We add it, and then set wallpaper, and then it's already running as the current one. Okay, so it's already set up. So now we run it. So the iPad, with the iPad, you can see a pull up here. We can pull this up, and then we set a center stage for something, and then you can open a new application and then drag it on top of it, and you can actually position it anywhere you want, and then you can open something else also. You can open, let's say, mail, and then you pull it up again, and then you put it here. You can just simply drag it to anywhere, can drag it anywhere on the screen, and then we pull up this. So come here, we open up music, and then we can also make music concise as we want, and then we still drag it and put it anywhere. So actually we can have, it's a new UI, so you should expect some kind of a bit slow and everything. So it's a new UI working. The software is amazing, and once you touch it, everything paths way for the new software you want to open. Like, let's say you want to open calendar, it opens up, and then it comes to the full screen, and then you pull it back up, and then once you touch the bare place, then it goes away. You press and hold, and then you go to edit. From edit, you choose customize. In the customize, we have default, we have dark, we have clear, and then we have, when you switch it to clear, everything changes. The whole UI, it changes, and then everything becomes like a glassy look with everything, including also the control center. So everything actually changes. If you want to change it back, you press and hold, you press edit, go to customize. From customize, and then you put it back to default, or you put it to dark. You can put it always or on auto. You understand? So this is a very new software which is outrageously amazing. The new, this is the OS 26. So in messaging, when you come to messaging, the messaging has a new look. You can actually set a background. So to set a background, you go to this side, you touch on the name, and then once you touch on the name of the person, you touch on the name, you will see backgrounds. You see backgrounds, touch on back, and you can set different backgrounds. You can set your photo. You can select here to choose any photo from your photos, or you can select any of the backgrounds, and then it has different things you can switch. So you can just switch on this one, and then it sets it as the background individually for all the people that you talk to. And then here, that's also another one, and then you touch on it. So we pull this one here. Once we get in, again on backgrounds, there is photos, there's also links, documents, but we come here to backgrounds, and then you select Aurora, and then Aurora changes the whole thing, and then you select, it's a new OI, so IO, so you just give it time to be able to work around it. Okay, so you select something, and then it will automatically just work on it and change the background to what you selected. You understand? So it's the same. Everything here has a lot of similarities with what's on the iPhone. So you pull this up. Now, FaceTime receives also a new update. iMessaging also receives new updates. A lot of the apps received new updates. When you go to podcast, so when you go to podcast, you will see it will update, and then that's the first time it's using its opening. So once you move up or you select a certain kind of podcast, you will see the UI is so different, and then this animations used not to be there before like the way it is now. Again, we will go into something like music, and then you will see, let's make it big. So you see these things you have here, this is the close, and then you hide it, and then you maximize. So when once I press on the green, it will increase. You understand? So you select if it is a home, it's a podcast, it's the radio, whatever you select, you will see a different UI here that plays your music in a different way. Your notification also comes in in a different way from the way it used to be. So once you touch you see your notifications coming out from here. See how it looks like, you see? So the keyboard also is changed, and then see, just look at the difference. You know how the glass just swipes up and makes it so sweet and clean. Just look at it. I just like it. It's like a glass. So once you swipe it up, so there's a lot of changes that has been made. When you go to camera, camera now receives a new touch. So it goes different sections, and then different things have been put in place. So we will make it full screen, and then it receives a new update. So just look at how it used not to be like this before. Okay, and so in your settings, once you go to the battery, you will see this little line here. Just observe it. The line shows you that it's charging. There you have it. It shows you that it is charging, and then it will show you that it's saying you are using a similar amount of battery today as you usually do by 6:35. So it gives you an update as to what is happening. So this same different kind of things have happened, and many of the different changes have gone on in the software just as the iOS. So you see, once I pull it, it comes to this side. It's again. We'll continue. And it's the same changes we have also on the iOS. Okay, so many of the things that has actually happened in the software have also happened in the iOS. Just observe it. See the smoothness and the run there. It's so amazing. The smoothness. The one is so amazing. So a swipe up, and then we go into our camera. Our camera receives new changes. So we have time lapse, and then now we swipe here and there for the new score. This everything that looks different, and then with the software you can, once you rotate it, just check it at the top, it changes, and then you turn it back, and then this also changes. So over here you can change it to raw or touch some, and then you see the settings here will appear. If you want to set it to different things, once you touch it, it appears here, and you have to do your changes. So another thing we have here is also the just like this control center also changes for it. And then again, once you press and hold here, you go to edit, and then you can go to customize, and then we go to clear. It's just the same, just like the iPad. So the software, everything here comes the same with what is on the iPad. So there is like a general overhaul of the software. If you go to Safari, you see once you begin to pull down this bar here, it's big, but once you pull it up, it's minimized, and then it becomes something that is new for you to do. And then there are also different changes when it comes to photos, different changes. And I really love these changes, the collections here and different things. And then when you go into the email app also, there are different changes that has gone on in the app. Now when it comes to calling and messaging, over here in the calling, when it comes to your call button, we have here, as we have here, to be the unified and then the classic. The classic is what we used to have, and then if you want the new form, this is the unified one. You select it, and then here you have calls, missed, and then you can do call filtering also, and then you can turn it on for unknown numbers. You can automatically silence and move unsaved numbers to a separate list. Tap icon to review later in your notes. So you can do it up there. We just set it up later. So it's just an amazing thing. When you go into the messages also, messages app also receives something new. And then here I just set the background for it. Just as I demonstrated on the iPad, you can do the same here also. So by just like notifications also receives a new UI, you can see